What's up, y'all? It's your boy JC. I'm back, and I'm back for another video. This time, the video that we're gonna wind up doing today in the Orisha we're gonna speak about is Chango, as promised. Now, this is a little bit. I don't know if y'all can hear this, but it's just badass. I love this song. Chango is. It's fair to say that he is one of the more complex orishas that we're going to be talking about of the 5. So far, we've gone to 3. So we're going to do Chango today, and then we're going to go into Yemaya is going to be the next one, and then lastly, we're going to do Ochun. Now, in Chango's story here, it's important to note that he is one of the favored, most known, most widely talked about Orisha in the Pantheon, because there are so many different facets to his story, right? There's so many different avenues that are actually, that make up this grand Orisha. I say grand because a lot of people are devoted to this Orisha. There are a lot of people who are fans of this Orisha. There are a lot of people who know of this Orisha, and in Cuba, obviously, there are a lot of devotees of Chango, as with all of the Orishas, but one of the most prominent ones is, besides Ochun, it's Chango. Besides Ochun, Chango, there's also Yemaya. Those are the 3 most revered in the Pantheon. So let's go ahead and let's get right into this, right? Chango is a deity that is known by the way that he implores justice on the earth. What do I mean by that? Well, think about a thunderstorm. In the thunderstorm, you hear thunder and you see lightning. Well, there are 2 aspects. Those 2 aspects reflect Chango giving justice or putting out justice into the world, right? So what do I mean? Well, if you hear thunder, then that means that's him riding on his white horse, looking to right a wrong. And if you're fortunate enough and not afraid of it, if you see lightning strike down somewhere, then that's him administering justice. Okay? People actually say that if you're fortunate enough and if you see where the lightning strikes, and if you go and you dig out, make a hole where the lightning struck, that you'll be able to find a lightning stone. Some people don't know what that is, but let me just show you. You can see this. This is a lightning stone that I had put in gold. So when you see Santeros wear this, that means that, you know, they are heavily devoted to that Orisha. Granted, that's not the Orisha that's crowned on my head, but it's an Orisha that I revere almost as much as I do Ochun. Okay, so you'll be able to wind up finding that they sell them at all botanicas, and they have them different shapes, sizes, colors. I mean, that's not different colors, but different shapes and sizes, right? And that stone represents Chango in all actuality. It's one of his tools that go into his batea, into his vessel. Okay, Chango is a deity that loves to dance. Chango is a deity that loves to play the bata drums. Chango is a deity that loves to be. People say he's a womanizer. I don't think he's a womanizer. I think that the way that he actually dances, and the way that when he dances in a way that is so provocative that it entices women. And any story that you wind up reading about Chango, any pataki that you read about Chango, they always wind up saying how he was a womanizer, how he's conquered every woman in that he's ever laid his eyes on. But then there are other stories that show that even though he was a womanizer and he conquered, every woman he put his eyes on, there were always consequences for it, right? And that's going to be one of the stories that I'm going to be talking to you guys about today. Um, Chango loves to flirt with women. His dance is very seductive, as seductive as I said before. Um, he had numerous relationships with different women throughout the different villages. Keeping in mind that Chango was the king of Oyo, which is a place in Africa. And it is said that he dominated and he conquered every woman in his village. Okay. Um, Now, even though I said that he's a womanizer, there were three particular women in his life that he adored, or uh, the only three that actually he made his wife, right? At different aspects of his life, right? One of them is actually Ochu, the other one is Oba, and the other one is Oya. Okay. Now, here is where I'm going to start this story. Chango was infatuated with Ochun because Ochun, just like he, loved to dance, and he brought out the lust in him. Okay, because when she dances, she has a seductive dance as well, um, and she uses honey to wind up enticing men. Um, so he made her his wife because he brought out the lust in him. Okay. Then you had Oba, Obba. I'm not going to talk much about her, but this particular story does consider talk a lot about her. Oba was, in his eyes, the epitome of what a true wife was, and through Oba um, is where marriage, I guess, was actually defined, right? Because he was, like I said, she was the epitome. She cooked for the king. She cleaned for the king. The castle was always clean. She did everything and made sure that the king never was satisfied in every which way form that that a king should be. Okay, any man for that. That's why a lot of people, they some women call their husbands their king, and some men call their wives their queen, which I think is correct and that should be done. Um, but in either case, so Oba was pure. He made her his legitimate wife, and she was the queen of the village Oyo where he was king, right? She was the one who tended to his every need. She made sure that he was satisfied in every way, made sure that he had his cooking was her cooking for him was where we came with the phrase, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, right? That's where it actually came from for us, right? Because she was the, like I said, the epitome of what a wife should be, um, in a marriage type situation. Okay, but but due to jealousy and due to a uh, mean trick, mean trick that Oya performed, or coaxed Oba to fall into the trap of this. Oba saw that Oya was, even though she was the mistress at the time, she saw that he always gravitated towards her, right? Because Oya is the opposite of Chango. What do I mean by that? She's the female version of Chango, if you follow what I mean, okay? Um, Goddess of wind, thunder, you know, the she's the guardian of the gates to the cemetery. She's like all inclusive. And whenever Chango would go into battle, you would see Oya on a horse next to him, usually going ahead of him to confront the battle before he even got there. So she was the warrior type, right? Or she is the warrior type. So Obasi in this didn't understand why it was that Chango was so infatuated with her. So what is she? Oya, Oba one day went to Oya and said to her, "Listen, what is it that you do that has Chango so infatuated with you? Has my king so infatuated with you? What is it? And she came out and she lied to him, to her. Basically came out and said that I cut off a body part, made him a meal, put my body part in that meal, and that's how he fell in love with me. So Oba, starving for that affection, starving for that attention, did the same thing. But what she did was she chopped off an ear, put it in his soup. And when he went to go sit down to eat, he looked up at her and he noticed that she had never done before, her head was covered, and so were her ears. So he wouldn't see that she cut off an ear. So he started to eat his meal and then dropped his phone and got all excited and he was like angry and upset. And he was like, "What is this?" And she replied to him, "I disfigured myself so you would show more love towards me." Because she disfigured herself, Chango no longer wanted to deal with Opa. And then his relationship with Oya became stronger. Right? Okay. So that's that story. Right? Then the last one is the next one, rather, not last. The next one is where Oya was stolen from Chango. No, Oya was stolen from Ogun, who was Chango's brother. Now they're mortal enemies, right? A lot of people say they're mortal enemies. I don't think they're just brothers fighting amongst themselves, is the way I see it. Not mortal enemies, but some people say that they are. Well, this is where it all gets interesting. One day, Chango is at a drumming, and he's sitting there and he's banging on his drums and he's getting the people all riled up and they're dancing and everybody's doing what they're doing and he's drinking his oti, he's drinking his liquor and he's having it, he's drinking his wine and he's getting more and more intense to it and he's at it. And out of nowhere, Elegua shows up. Elegua shows up, Yemaya shows up, and she was dancing and she was enjoying herself. And she was, doing her thing, her motherly thing with Elegua. Um, and Elegua, keeping in mind that the first video I said that he was a trickster, right? So throughout the party, he was just going around the village playing tricks on people. So then Elegua left the party for a moment, right? And he came back as the party was ending. But when he came back with some gossip of something that he had already seen. So he went and he called Chango over and told him about the gossip that he saw. Gave him gossip about something that he saw. What happens? Well, Elegua told Chango that he had left the party, but when he left the party, he went over to Obatala's house. And Obatala at the time was married to Yembo. That was his wife. So he went and Elegua told Chango that he was talking to Osun. Osun is a deity that you wind up receiving when you receive the warriors. So it's basically the stand with the little rooster on top, right? Where they fill it up with all the stuff that needs to be done and that can never tip over and all that other stuff, right? So Elegua was talking to Osun. So Elegua was feeding or giving wine to Osun, right? Because Osun was always very talkative. So he was giving him wine for him to talk and talk and talk and talk. So at one point, he went and got Osun so drunk that Osun told Elegua to watch what was going to happen. Ogun comes into play. Ogun is drunk on his oti, right, his wine. He goes into Obatala's house and he force rapes his mother, Yembo. Chango, hearing this, is irate, angry. So what does Chango do? He gets up and he goes to Ogun's house. Now Ogun was so ashamed of what he realized that he had did to his mother that he decided that the rest of his life he was going to wind up being a slave to work. Okay? All right? That's why he lives up in the forest. That's why people say that he works 24 hours a day without any rest. Okay? Remember, Ogun is a warrior that you receive when you receive your warriors. So you receive Elegua, Ogun, and Osun. Those three. Okay. So Chango gets irate and Chango goes to Ogun's house. When he goes to Ogun's house, he sees that Ogun is not there, but Oya is there. So him being the calm, cool, slick guy that he is, asks Oya, who was already infatuated with Chango, by the way, asks Oya if there was any OT, any wine. Since he was the king, she felt that she was obliged to give him whatever he wanted. So she went and she gave him the wine. He was sitting down at the table. He looked up at her. They locked eyes. One thing led to another. Oya leaves the house with Chango. Do I need to fill in the blanks? Use your imagination. Right? So now Oya is living in the castle with Chango. So once Oya leaves, right, is with Chango, then Ogun, who's now sobering up and realizing what he had did, went to his house to go pick up his tools to punish himself, to start working. But he noticed he started to call out for his wife, and his wife wouldn't respond. So he goes into the kitchen and he sees that there's a table with a cup out there with some wine in it, but it's not finished. Finds that strange. Goes into the bedroom and sees that the bed is all disheveled. It's not made. You know, it looks like there was the people sleeping in it, whatever. Okay. Well, Ogun finds out that through Elegua, mind you, when Ogun asks Elegua, where's Oya? Have you seen her? Yeah, she's over with Chango. What? He gets up, dashes out to the castle. When he gets to the castle, he starts to make this ruckus and calling to his brother Chango, where are you? Where are you? Where's my wife? Where's my wife? Papa. So he's going at it. The soldiers at the front gate of the castle wind up coming into the castle and tell Chango, listen, your brother Ogun out there is making a ruckus. So Chango comes up to the balcony out to side one of the castles. One of the castle windows comes out to the balcony. He comes up to the balcony. He comes out and he tells Ogun, what is all this ruckus? What is all this ruckus that you're making at my door? What's your problem? He goes, you have my wife. And Chango says, yeah. And then all of a sudden, Oya comes out. Oya comes out. Ogun sees Oya next to Chango and tells Oya, you're under his spell. He gave you something to drink, and that's why you're under his spell. Snap out of it. You're my wife. And Oya comes out and looks at Ogun and says, no, I'm not under his spell. I've been wanting and desiring him forever. And now I finally got what I wanted, and I'm not coming back. Needless to say, Ogun was livid. Chango also livid. Because remind you, the reason why he went to Ogun's house and did what he did was because of what Elegua told him that Ogun had done to Chango's mother, Ogun's mother, Yimbo, right? Because she was the mother to both. So Chango leaps off the balcony, lands to where he's at, and a fierce battle runs in. They start going at it for hours. Oya sees what's going on. She's, after yelling and screaming for them to stop, to stop, to stop, she goes and she blows her wind, and then, she comes in between both of them, and she's trying to make them stop, and they're taking shots at each other, and they're taking shots at each other. And after hours of fighting, Obatala finally hears Oya's cry. So Obatala comes, and remember, Obatala, we said he's a very peaceful, calm guy, right? So in a peaceful, calm voice, he tells them to stop. And he asks them, what's going on? So then, Elegua, who was also there at the time, tells Obatala that he is the cause of this because he told Chango what Ogun did to Yembo. So as retaliation, Chango went to Ogun's house and captured his wife, seduced his wife, Ogun's wife. And now Ogun's wife is living in the castle with Chango. Now Obatala, knowing what Ogun did to Yembo, his wife, tells them that one wrong, two wrongs don't make one right. So even though Ogun did what he did to Yembo, there was no reason why Chango should have done what he did. So Chango, in his furiousness, says, Babami, I don't understand why you're being so light on him. Why are you taking it so easy with him? And Obatala reminds him, two wrongs don't make a right. He was wrong for what he did, and you were wrong for what you did. Again, there's where we come with the phrase, two wrongs don't make a right. Okay? There's that story. And that's a long story. But Oya stayed with Chango and is his warrior princess. But those are the only three wives that he's actually had in his life, right? Everybody else, he kind of basically laid them and, moved on to the next one and just kept it going. So, now that we got through that, those stories actually are the epitome of who Chango is and what the war is between Ogun and Chango. And the epitome of who Ogun is in regards to, of who Chango is in regards to him being a womanizer, him laying justice, even though sometimes the justice that he lays or he administers isn't always the correct one, but it's one where we need to have because it teaches us a lesson. Okay? All right. Chango's feast day is December 4th. Okay? Keeping in mind, he is the owner of fire, thunder, and lightning. War, to administer peace, and he administered justice. Those are his attributes. Chango loves to drink, he loves to dance, and he loves to eat. One of his favorite foods are cornmeal with okra, and he also likes red apples and green bananas. Okay, those are things that he likes. He loves to, like I said, dance, party. He likes to drink, and even though he is at war with his brother, so to speak, Ogun Chango loves Ogun's children, and Ogun loves Chango's children. It's pretty cool, right? Weird, but cool. And every time Chango sees Ogun and Ogun sees Chango, it's always a battle. Doesn't matter where they're at. That's why they can't live together in the same spot. They have to be separated. Okay? Chango was taught and learned the secret to breathe fire through an herb that Osine gave him. And that herb is called Abokun, Abocun, Abokun. And he keeps that herb locked up in the castle, in a room, the door locked, in a safe, or in cabinet where it's actually locked with lock and key, where nobody's supposed to get into it. Well, the only one who did finally get into it was Oya. That's why Oya also breathes fire when she goes into war. Okay? Now you see the similarities between the two, the female version and kind of like the male version, right? Chango and all that other stuff. Now, as I said earlier, when you hear a storm going on, it's where there is, and when a storm is going on and you hear thunder and lightning, you should always salute Chango by saying Gabio Sile, which basically translates to the Great King. Okay? So people say Gabio Sile and you see them like they lift up like this, and because you shouldn't be sitting down when you actually say it. Okay? Because sitting down and saying it is a disrespect. It's what he likes to do, right? So that's kind of like who Chango is. There is so many other things that you can wind up saying about him. Keeping in mind his colors are red and white. I told you his favorite food is okra and cornmeal. His feast day is December 4th. And you know, he's just a dancer. He loves to drink, loves to eat, he loves his women, and he's always had this ongoing battle with Ogun. So I hope that you learned a little something. I told you that this video is going to be a little bit longer than the others, but I hope that you learned something. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe below. And oh, as a matter of fact, I had to bring in my table from outside to do my crafting because I do crafting. But as you can see, these are his colors. I actually put wood, cedar wood, in his eleke only because I kind of like the way that it looks. Right? I kind of like the way it looks. And 9 times out of 10, when you wind up seeing a babalao, 9 times out of 10, the santo that they have crowned, the babalao, is usually Chango. So he's a big deal. Chango was taught how to breathe fire. Chango, through a ruler, was taught how to be a diviner. Chango is a fighter, warrior, peace giver, not that much, but he loves to distribute peace. One thing that I will say, though, is that there are similarities between Chango and his children. Chango, very flirtatious, right? So are his children. Doesn't matter if it's a female or a male, flirtatious. They love to dance, all of them. Some of them are very, very serious. Some of them are happy-go-lucky until you push the wrong button. Then the seriousness comes out. Right? So I hope that you guys learned something. If you got, like I said, any questions, comments, concerns, make sure that you put the comments below. And if you like the song that I was playing, if you were able to hear it, then I will provide the link down below. It's by Folklorico Cubano. And that album is pretty badass. So in either case, you guys enjoy the rest of the week. You have a good one. And our next video is going to be on one of my favorites, Yemaya, Mother of the World. And well, that's it. I hope to see you guys soon. If you guys would like to see anything in particular, don't forget you can always leave a like and a comment below. And I'll catch you guys later. It's your boy. Peace.